Hi, this is Merkaba Molly. I'm doing an Ascension energy report for September and we'll cover the last few months as well. Hope you're doing well. So in August we had a few big days, Lionsgate and many more things over the moons, solar flares and so on, all having an effect on our energy bodies and our ascension upgrades. But in addition to that, in the months from March onwards and potentially going forward, depending on where you are at in your ascension, there's been a big push on forgiveness and really getting the last bits of lower density energies that are held back in the heart around forgiveness to be released. This was happening for myself and a lot of my clients. And really, one of the biggest things we tend to forget is forgiveness to ourselves, forgiveness for what we've put ourselves through. So that was like a big learning for a lot of people as well, was to really have compassion and self-love. And this is all working to allow more light into our heart chakra. And before I started this video, I was asking the guides, what are we going to talk about? And I heard Temple of the Heart. So I guess we'll be talking about more of the unconditional love frequency energy and rising up to be open to that. If you have any questions about Ascension and Ascension symptoms and so on, you can look at my blogs. I have quite a few blogs about it and other videos over time that will still apply. They're kind of timeless because everyone's going through different energy shifts at different times in their timelines. And the other thing I was going to say is if you have any questions that I haven't covered, please just comment on this video and I'll try to cover it in a video coming up. So, I'm using an oracle called Priestess of Light, and we'll get some cards to start the conversation. Okay, so what they're showing me is skateboard, and skateboarding as in like skateboarding along and then doing a trick, like a big trick. And it feels like we're moving up to higher frequencies and we're going to have quite a lot of expansion quickly and suddenly and swiftly, and that's how I was seeing like the skateboard go up, like a ramp. So be open to that. It may just be a total shift in your perspective. It may be a paradigm shift in that you just feel differently. And a lot of the things that have been holding you back are released, like fear, self-doubt. And now I'm seeing community, so finding your tribe and coming together. So, okay, let's get a bit more about this. Whoops. I'm actually seeing the past life card from this. So a lot of people actually in the last few months have been coming to me for past life regression, and it's been very helpful for releasing blocks and moving on to their path in a more free way, especially in terms of being a light worker or in relationships. And what I want to say about past lives is a lot of past lives are coming up to be resolved. So if you feel a huge block, it could well be past life issues coming up to be healed. Okay. Oh. Okay, this card just flew out. So this is the opening heart card, and that's definitely what's happening right now. And I guess what we've been going through is preparation for that. I'm seeing the cage that the heart has been in, and then the cage doors are open. So a lot of light is shining out from our hearts now. Actually, I was doing an energy session on a client yesterday or the day before, and first thing I was instructed to do by the guides was to go to his heart and put golden light there. And then they showed me the lighthouse, and I explained to him how I've had this been told a few years ago by my guides that I am to be a lighthouse for others, to shine my light and affect them through my energy. So that is probably what I felt it was going to happen for him. He was really stepping onto that path to share his light with others. And that's what is really going on for a lot of people in terms of opening the heart and letting that heart expansion happen with the energy, the higher frequency energy coming through. If you are having, and I'm seeing, if you're having any issues still with forgiveness and regrets and self-worth, work on those. Address them now. Now is the time to deal with that, especially if you've got things to say to people, or you need to journal to get feelings out, or go to therapy, or what have you. And I was actually guided today to do a romance reading, which will be up at the same time as this, and there will be 3 parts, so 3 readings, and you can choose which one via the crystals that I've put there, using your intuition. And after I did that video, I realised why I was instructed to do that. We are being guided to do a lot of deep healing work on our heart so that we can really open it up. Okay, and they're showing me surgery, and it's like you may even have energetic surgery by your guides or angels, but this is really like to, wow, it's not, I mean, it's part of it is romance and having relationships in a romantic sense, but a lot of it is about self-love, I have to say, and it's a lot about knowing oneself and the soul, and a feeling of self-worth just because you are, you know? You don't need to be anything else. Okay. Anything else around this, please, guides? Now they're showing me the globe, and it's a global shift. This is a global shift. And they're showing me what's been happening with the news in different parts of the world with wars and so on. A lot of difficulty, and they're showing this is to help overcome that, to balance out energies. And it feels like it's been brought forward as well to happen so that we can balance out more global energies at this time. Okay. So I'll go to this Gateways, what's it called? Gateway of Light Activation Oracle by Kyle Gray, which has a lot of Ascension information here. Okay, so the guides are just giving some advice if you are going through difficulty with Ascension energies and symptoms, to use deep breathing, belly breathing, to relax and calm yourself as you go through them. Okay, because sometimes it can cause anxiety or mental worry about what's happening. So belly breathing really allows the shifts to happen and calm yourself. Also, they're showing me the bath, having a bath with Epsom salts to clear your energy and calm yourself. Okay, so here is the central sun. And the keywords are abundance, downloads, and regeneration and success. And definitely abundance is another thing that's happening right now. People are shifting out of the lack consciousness into abundance and prosperity. The sun flares have been happening a lot. A lot of people are noticing that and feeling it. Okay, so now they're reminding me of conversations I've had with clients about lack recently, especially in light of what is happening with finances around the world, including the interest rates, inflation, price of rent and homes, and food, you know, basic necessities. And this is all causing a big shift. It's there to help us to shift out of that lack consciousness. It's like a trial, a tribulation kind of situation that helps you decide, I'm not going to fall into the lack consciousness, I'm going to move out of it and into a different way of seeing things, into abundance, and knowing that I'm a limitless being and I can create limitless opportunities. Okay, and from that, you are in more of a position to be open and sharing with those who need it. And that's where the community comes in, and the unconditional love. And they're showing me anything that kept your mind contained and small and limited in thinking is really being shifted now. This is the time to rise up and really do your work as a human to modify your thinking so you can expand in this way. Okay, so this is Order of Melchizedek, and it's the Embraced by Light, Mission Uncovered, Don't Give Up. Okay, and that's basically when we are really aware of our mission, our divine mission, and we actually really go forward on it. And this is the point where we do that. A lot of people who are awakening need us to lead the way, and don't give up is the key word there. So I know that on this ascension path we do have a lot of rest periods, and people think, oh, why isn't anything happening? Just allow that to happen, because we are changing rapidly, but it takes time to integrate, and it takes rest as well. So the path is there, it will be open to you. When it's there, step onto it. And this is where you might face past life issues around being a light worker. Okay, and that's when you might need to actually have a past life regression, or I do energy work to help people really regain their power over that situation and move forward. So I'm going to talk about emotions now and things that we need to work on with our mental attitude. So I'll use this deck called The Soul's Journey. Okay, so first of all we've got peace. Okay, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Again, we're talking about love. So working on our inner peace. And when I listen to that and think about that, it's really choosing our battles, choosing what to engage in conversation, not letting people distract us from our peace, really not lowering into the group thinking, lower mentality. And that is like fear, lack, and so on. And actually I'm seeing a lot of people going into solitude, meditating, hermiting, just having a regenerative time to come out of this in a different way, transformed. And they're showing me a dove, which is a symbol of peace, flying as well. And it's like, from this, you find freedom. You find a freedom that is within. Okay. So now I want to talk about creativity. And this has been quite a continuous message for my clients, is to get out of like situations where they're stuck, depressed, in trauma, lots of different reasons, to pick up creative projects that keep their mind off negative thinking and so on, infuse themselves with a sense of like productiveness, but also if they're using something with colour, it's colour therapy, and then other creative projects can help you get into a state of flow where you're very much in the present moment. And having hobbies like this infuses joy into your day, and that brings your level of vibration up. So creativity is very important tool for helping us to moderate our energy, especially when you're feeling down.